the Gandhi Prize for Non-Violent Peace. This prize is given annually to individuals who have made significant contributions in the field of propagating peace, science, education, and culture throughout the world. Among the previous awardees were Jimmy Carter, Margaret Thatcher, Nelson Mandela, Mikhail Gorbachev, and Chairman Lee Man-hee of HWPL. And yes, the first Filipino recipient is sitting right in front of you. So let me start by briefly introducing him to you. Medyo mamaya pa po ang aking bonggang introduction sa kanya. But Dr. Ronald L. Adamat is currently a commissioner of the Commission on Higher Education, or CHED. He is an educator, a peace advocate, indigenous people's rights advocate, politician, author, and composer. He wears many hats, obviously. Our champion for peace and man of the hour, Dr. Ronald L. Adamat. Also with him here in front are Dr. Julieta Paras. She is the director of CHED NCR. Ma'am, would you like to stand and be recognized? We also have Dr. Max Guillermo. He is the president of Plaque Agricultural University. Hello, sir. And we also have with us the Chief Branch Manager of HWPL Philippines, Mr. John Ronald T. Garces. Now, speaking of HWPL and Commissioner Adamat have been working hand in hand for the promotion of peace and education and its integration in the education system of the Philippines. And I'm sure Sir Romel would love to welcome all of you. So please help me welcome him as well, Mr. John Romel Garces.
So to start with, I will be opening this press con with my opening statement. So greetings of peace, everyone. I am John Ronald Garces, the Chief Branch Manager of the Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Light, or for short HWPL. So we have been partnered with Commissioner Adamat for over more than 5 years now, if I'm not mistaken. So, but first, before I begin, I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to CHED Commissioner, our champion of peace, also the chairman of the Volunteer Individuals for Peace, or VIP, Dr. Ronald Adamat, the man of the hour. Comm. Good morning. And also with us, Dr. Julieta Paras, the CHED NCR Director. Good morning, Dr. Julieta. And Dr. Max Guillermo, President of Plaque Agricultural University. So we are gathered here today to celebrate the first Filipino recipient of the Mahatma M.K. Gandhi Prize for Non-Violent Peace. Comm, your contribution for peace is now being recognized globally, and we are honored to be partners with you, the VIP, and with the Commissioner on Higher Education with this noble endeavor. I would like to start with sharing how this partnership with Comm Adamat came to be. A year after the foundation of HWPL in 2013, it expanded to the Philippines by 2015. In January 24, 2014, Chairman Lee Man-hee, the founding chairman of HWPL, initiated a civilian peace agreement in Mindanao between Archbishop Emeritus Fernando Capalla and Honorable Ismael Mangudadatu. Later on, the agreement was known as the Mindanao Peace Agreement. Since then, HWPL has been launching its peace activities, including the establishment of Peace Monument marker in the Moro Islamic Liberation Camp Darapanan, and the proclamation of January 24 as Day of Peace. On September 18, 2017, Dr. Ronald Adamat attended the Global Peace Summit in the Republic of Korea. That's the first time we met him. And immediately, he embraced the peace initiatives of HWPL, particularly the peace education. And in 2018, January 23, HWPL and the Commission on Higher Education officially entered into a partnership through a memorandum of agreement. In the following year, Dr. Adamat launched the Volunteer Individuals for Peace, that was February 2019, in Philippine Sports Stadium, Bulacan. By April 2019, CHED issued the Memorandum Order Number 1, Series of 2019, mandating all higher educational institutions to integrate peace education studies, and CHED Memorandum Order Number 2, Indigenous Peoples Education, into the higher education curricula. Through his recommendation, HWPL became part of the technical working group making the National Framework for Peace Education in 2021. So from 2019 up to 2022, HWPL conducted Peace Education Capacity Building Program that capacitated 2,551 educators, both under CHED and the Department of Education. Currently, there are 36 educational institutions engaged with HWPL. Our man of the hour, Dr. Ronald Adamat, has become our keynote speakers in all of our major events, including international and local events. And by January 24, 2021, Commissioner Adamat proposed January 24 as the National Day of Peace, also known as Truce Day, a working holiday in the Philippines to commemorate how Filipino will unite for peace. Dr. Ronald Adamat attended the first unveiling ceremony of a peace monument inside the school campus in Sinaloan Integrated National High School in February 2022 this year. This gave birth to the idea of the establishment of peace monuments, peace markers inside school campuses, starting with the state colleges and universities under his supervision. Because of Dr. Adamat's impact and valuable contribution in peace in the Philippines and abroad, Chairman Limanhi of HWPL, an awardee of Mahatma Gandhi, MK Gandhi for Nonviolent Peace in 2016, nominated Dr. Ronald Adamat. And on March 27, 2022, he was chosen as the recipient of the Mahatma MK Gandhi Award for Nonviolent Peace among the 258 nominees from around the world, and became the first Filipino to receive the prestigious award. This milestone is indeed meaningful and is worthy to be celebrated because it is a proof that our peace movement in the Philippines is being recognized. We are deeply inspired by Commissioner Adamat's tireless effort and passion for peace. As a peace educator and an advocate of many things, I know that you will be able to contribute more to peace. So for CHED, VIP, and HWPL, mabuhay po. Maraming salamat po. Now we will be watching the video recorded awarding ceremony of the Mahatma MK Gandhi Award last March 27. And also, congratulatory messages from different personalities. So let's watch a short video presentation.
Award for 2020 to Honorable Dr. Ronald L. CHED Commissioner, Government of Philippines, work throughout his life and what is today for peace and education.
Congratulations to Commissioner Dr. Ronald Adamat for his having received the Mahatma Gandhi.
Are we gonna leave that as a cliffhanger? The congratulatory message. Okay, so yeah, we just saw a short video of the online awarding of this prize, and the recording itself is overwhelming already. You make us so proud. So, Sir Ronald and Commissioner Adamat, would you like to come forward and let's have the actual handing over of the prize, ladies and gentlemen. This is a big moment. May unveiling pa tayo, Sir Ronald. I-unveil po natin. Everyone ready? Everyone ready? Okay, are we ready? One, two, three. Let's unveil the Mahatma Gandhi Prize for Non-Violent Change, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, big smiles, everyone. Once again, Commissioner Adamat is the first Filipino recipient of this prestigious award. And right now, all of our guests from the Philippines, Dr. CHED and Dr. President of the Plaque International University, and they are serving as witnesses to this awarding, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, let's give them this moment.
Congrats po.
Congratulations.
Congrats po.
Congratulations once again to Commissioner Ronald L. for this wonderful award. Applause, everyone! Round of applause! Okay, video na po. Okay.
One more round of applause.
One more round of applause. Congratulations again, and thank you so much, Commissioner Adamat, for bringing honor to this country with the noble work of peace that you do. You make us so proud. And we hear that there are a few other people, whom some of you may know, that are also very happy for you and your achievements. We got a little peek into the congratulatory messages that are prepared for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's all watch this.
Congratulations to Commissioner Mahatma Gandhi Non-Violent Peace Award. This is a significant recognition of a lifetime of work. And we bring to the Philippines more pride and more glory from all that we have done. Well done. Congratulations. And thank you for making Filipinos proud once more. For one of us.
I would like to congratulate Dr. Ronald L. one of our commissioners for the Commission on Higher Education, for being the recipient of the 2020 Mahatma and Gandhi Prize for Nonviolent Peace. We commend Dr. Adamat for being the first Filipino to receive this award, and for his tireless effort in propagating peace and service, seeking to incorporate peace education into the higher education curriculum. It is our hope that this work inspires many others to be just as steadfast in spreading peace and hope across generations. Let us work together to create a better future for all. May this award further foster your vocation in educating young minds of peace building and creating prosperous communities. Again, congratulations at maraming salamat.
On behalf of the Commission for Higher Education, I would like to congratulate our own Commissioner Ronald L for being the recipient of the prestigious 2020 Mahatma Gandhi Prize for Nonviolent Peace. This award is also an award given to the Commission on Higher Education and to the Philippines as a country, as you join in prestigious dignitaries that have been recognized for leadership and continuing their quest for peace. Congratulations to Ronald, mabuhay ang komisyon, buhay ang kapayapaan, hindi lang sa Pilipinas, kundi sa buong mundo.
Alright, congratulations from the President-elect of Congress, Vice President-elect Secretary of the CHED, Chairperson and Chairman of HWPL. Well-deserved, heartfelt congratulations to you, Commissioner Adamat. And at this point, we'd love to hear what you have to say. So here we go. Let's finally formally introduce you. Dr. Ronald L. Adamat is one of the commissioners of the Commission on Higher Education, and he has been since 2016. He obtained a doctorate degree in Peace and Development, Master in Public Administration, and Bachelor of Science in Education. He also served as Congressman of the 10th Congress, where he was one of the principal authors of Republic Act 8371, or the Indigenous Peoples' Rights Act of 1957, and Republic Act 6734, or the Organic Act for the Autonomous Region in Western Mindanao. He was known as a champion for peace, being recognized and lauded for his contribution as the main proponent for the integration of peace education into the higher education curricula as per CHED Memorandum Order No. 1, Series of 2019, working side by side with HWPL. He established the Volunteer Individuals for Peace Incorporated, or VIP, a non-government organization dedicated to peace works in his desire to promote the culture of peace and non-violence. Please help me welcome Philippines Champion for Peace, a Katuray from UP Maguindanao, and the first Filipino recipient of the Mahatma M.K. Gandhi Prize for Nonviolent Peace, Dr. Ronald L. Adamat.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Feel one to take over to a simple, the right way of greeting you good morning. My greetings to Mr. John Romel Garces, Chief Branch Manager of HWPL Philippines, and to Director Julieta Paras, the CHED Regional Director of NCR, and to the President of Tarlac Agricultural University, the immediate past President of Pasok Region 3, Dr. Max Guillermo, and of course to all the presidents around who are all peace advocates, namely Dr. Manuel Muhi of the Polytechnic University of the Philippines, the biggest university in the Philippines, and Dr. Eugenia Yangpo of Rizal Technological University, and to Dr. Jameson Tan, President of Bulacan Agricultural State College, and Commodore Joel Aguta, the Superintendent of the PMA, Philippine Merchant Marine Academy, and to Dr. Anita David, President of Pampanga State Agricultural University, and to Dr. Arnold Velasco, President of Tarlac State University. And of course, nandyan din ang si Dr. Greg Rodis, President of BPSU, and Dr. Eddie Pillo, Dr. of IRIS, and President of IRIS. So we are in full force, and rest assured that these are all peace advocates. And to the media this morning, inulit ko magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. As it was introduced earlier on, I am Dr. Ronald L, Commissioner of the Commission on Higher Education, and Tuduray from UP Maguindanao, and a former congressman representing the indigenous people sector in the 10th Congress. I am an educator, author, composer, actor, movie director, and a peace advocate 100%. I am now an active member of the Partido Federal ng Pilipinas in charge of education, peace, and IT concerns, and presently also the National Advisor for Education, Peace, and Good Governance of the Kilusang Bagong Lipunan, KBL. I am also proud to say that I was a full scholar under the first batch of the COCOFET, which we call COCOFET team, Teachers Education Assistance for Mindanao. This program, or scholarship program, was the flagship program for education by then President Ferdinand E. Marcos, the father of our President-elect Bongbong Marcos, that benefited thousands of students like me who belong to the marginalized sector. Just very recently, I was recipient to the prestigious Mahatma M.K. Gandhi Prize for Non-Violent Peace, which is the actual turnover of the trophy this morning. The only Filipino to have received such distinction. This is the very reason why we are all here this morning. Foremostly, I'd like to express my sincerest gratitude to the Mahatma M.K. Gandhi Foundation for finally recognizing my advocacy on peace, which I have been doing untiringly and with undying commitment for decades. I am also grateful to the leadership of HWPL for the Heavenly World Peace Restoration of Lives Chairman Ronald L. Without his blessings, my nomination and subsequent conferment of the Mahatma M.K. Gandhi Prize for Nonviolent Peace Award 2020 may not yet happen. Thank you to our media coordinator, Bernard Viñosa Jr. And to all the media representatives who are here to witness and record the actual Peace Award turnover by the HWPL. Thank you to my friends and fellow peace advocates from the volunteer individuals for peace or VIP who have been my support group, and they are here today in the persons of the presidents of state universities and colleges from Region 3, from NCR, and other parts of the country, who in their personal capacity have come here to share with us their precious time. Thank you to my family, to the source of my inspiration, and my strength. Thank you to my hard-working staff here, led by my chief of staff, and long-time friend, Reverend Albert Dale and Joseph. Today, I'd like us to remember one of the most celebrated peace icons of the world and the greatest influencer of my life, Mahatma Gandhi, who said, and I quote, "Be the change you wish to see in the world," unquote. And before all of you this morning, I should say that I am so humbled to accept the Mahatma M.K. Gandhi Prize for Nonviolent Peace Award, the actual award itself. I am also honored because I have put our country in the map of those who have produced the few great men and women that were conferred this award. The likes of Margaret Thatcher, Britain, Jimmy Carter, USA, Nelson Mandela, South Africa, Mikhail Gorbachev, USSR, S.D. Sharma, India, Sheikh Shahina, Bangladesh, Javier Perez Iguliar, Kurt Waldheim, K.R. Narayanan, R. Venkataraman, Bustos Gali, Joseph Bernard, Dr. Yang Sing-Yu, Chairman Mandili, and Alexander Kim Even, who all believe that non-violent peace throughout the world can be achieved. These people believe that we could change the world into a better place for all of us. As what Mahatma Gandhi said, if we could change ourselves, the tendencies in the world would also change. With this Peace Award, I now challenge all of you to work for peace, to give time to peace. As my quote goes, investing in education and peace is investing for the future. I remember that during the campaign trail period prior to the May 9, 2022 elections, I was approached by some of the closest supporters of President-elect BBM who requested me to submit my proposal of a 10-point higher education agenda under a BBM presidency. Without any hesitation, I immediately went to work and came up with a roadmap for higher education, which I named BBM-SD. In actuality, this means Bongbong Marcos Sara Duterte. But the other meaning for it is, it stands for Build, Bind, Minds for Sustainable Development. This 10-point agenda is focused on addressing the country's human resources needs, developing globally competent professionals and lifelong learning with a niche in both local and global markets. And this learning infrastructure in the new normal should establish state-of-the-art facilities for higher education, sustain flexible learning, post-pandemic, strengthen distant and transnational education, and recognize emerging new learning platforms. I knew it was a privilege for me to develop the BBM-SD, which subsequently found its way to BBM's heart and thus was approved and gained media attention. The BBM-SD would be a standalone higher education framework once BBM begins his administration in July this year, or it would be complementary to existing CHED programs. Also, I am presently developing the roadmap to national unity under the Marcos presidency, which I call Peace Makes One Nation, One Future. Or even better to say, peace builds one nation, one future. I firmly believe that over anything else, a proclamation of a National Peace Day or Truce Day by President BBM will herald the Marcos administration's commitment to unite this divided nation and bring about a healing presidency for all peoples that will result in national development and make this country great again. So if I were to appeal or request to President BBM, that is for him to proclaim the National Peace Day or Truce Day, or it can also be a day for giving. If given the chance, I will continue to serve under the BBM administration, so I could champion the BBM-SD 10-point higher education agenda and the National Unity Program through peace. Thus, I am hopeful and confident that under the new administration, our higher education framework shall be defined by the BBM-SD that includes inclusivity and accessibility to quality higher education, indigenous people's education, peace education, gender mainstreaming in the academic community, expanding resources for scholarship, advancing overseas Filipino workers, qualifications for global competition, increasing employment opportunities, labor productivity, student mobility, and admission policies incorporated in affirmative action programs for those coming from the marginalized sectors. My almost 6 years in CHED has led me to introduce several reforms in higher education, and I believe I could still best serve the BBM presidency in any capacity. As Commissioner, I supported the passage of the 21, otherwise as the Universal Access to Quality Tertiary Education Act, and actively promoted an affirmative action program that was subsequently adopted by the Commission on Higher Education to open opportunities for wider accessibility and inclusivity of quality tertiary education to indigent and marginalized but deserving young people, including those from the indigenous peoples, for admission to state university colleges, including private higher education institutions. I hope also, or I have also helped address the problems, issues confronting private higher education sector concerning their recognition and program accreditation, mainly because I believe that they are our government's partners in bringing quality tertiary education to our people. As governing board chair of 25 state universities and colleges, I have kept my resolve to instill transparency and good governance in order to cut red tape and improve fiscal administration. As CHED, I was the one who integrated or initiated and authored the integration of peace and indigenous people studies into the tertiary education curriculum that resulted in the approval of CMO number 1 and CMO number 2, respectively, the integration of peace and indigenous people studies or education into the higher education curriculum. Further, I am currently working for the establishment of a National Agriculture and Food Security Academy, or NAPSA, which will aim to further train and encourage our country's agriculture and food security practitioners, professionals, and experts to become scientists who will use their knowledge in putting the country back in the global map of agriculture and food heavens, just like that of what President Ferdinand T. Marcos did when he was president of this country. I am also pursuing the adoption of seamless career pathways and academic progression within the Marcos presidency shall establish the Philippine Qualification Authority and Lifelong Learning Center that shall implement a credit transfer system in priority disciplines, enhance standardized education programs, and expand recognition and prior learning. This would provide our Filipino overseas workers who serve as domestic helpers, employees, and laborers, and have developed expertise in their respective fields of work, but without academic credentials, the opportunity to earn their respective degrees. I am likewise developing a concept of the United Nations of Indigenous Peoples, or UNIP, which shall be composed of the different Filipino indigenous peoples or tribes that shall be recognized as IP nations. I shall protect the interests and rights of its members that involve IP empowerment, self-determination, and self-governance. Indigenous peoples' groups shall be accepted in the unit because they have all the elements that will qualify them to become a nation. People, territory, political system, and cultural identity. The unit shall strengthen and highlight or heighten the political or the potential of indigenous peoples as partners in peace and nation building. But my peace advocacy does not end here today with this peace award. Why? Because I am happy to report to you that as commissioner and governing board chair of 25 state universities and colleges, I was able to receive their support to establish peace monuments inside their campuses. So hopefully, we can establish peace monuments in all higher educational institution campuses around the country. I have also received their support to establish peace clubs among students of HCIs because I believe that the students are the bedrock of peace. I have also conceptualized the conduct of peace competitions among universities, especially among the students, in the form of songs, poetry, visual arts, etc. And we'll have a regional competition, and whoever emerges as winner at the regional level will be an entry to the national level. Lastly, I am now preparing a peace team to call a national peace convention sometime in October of this year. Before I left, maybe I forgot one peace advocate in the person of Anthony Sua, the Vice President of Universidad Adamat. He's over there. With all of this, I say now, which is one I would like to share with you, one of my favorite quotes is which runs this way. Let's declare peace as a pandemic. Infect people not to rest in peace, but to live in peace. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Adamat, once again, and for that heartfelt message and sharing with us all of these exciting plans that you have made. We're looking forward to seeing how all of them will unfold. And with that, I think it's time for us to now open the floor to questions from the press. If you have any questions, please feel free to come forward. We know that you can ating microphone. So as you make your way here, let's do our first round of raffle prizes. We have these shirts to give away with Commissioner Adamat in front. All of us are going to wear this with pride now, obviously, right? So can we have the raffle box, please? And our friends from the media, please feel free to come forward and ask your questions. For the shirt, and I have numbers here, so you all have stubs, I'm assuming, right?
Voila.
Number 47. 47. And meron ako tayong winner. Congratulations. Number 18. Mr. Henson Valera of Philippine Star. Congratulations po. You can claim your prize. So we have number 18. We have Miss Laika Longkop. I think this is Miss Laika Longkop. And number 53. Number 53 is Miss Edika Guillo from Iris. I think this is Iris. Congratulations. 23. Number 23 is Art Son from Asasi. One more. Number 1. Early bird deserves a prize. Number 1. Harry Alpha of DWDD Radio. Congratulations. And thank you so much all for being here. Okay. Our friends from the media. Yes, sir, please.
Good afternoon. Good morning. I'm Gandhi from PTT, People's Television Network. First and foremost, congratulations, Congressman Dr. Ronald L for the prestigious award. My question is, have you expected this award? And before this, so you said that you're the only Filipino who received that award. How many awards do you have aside from these previous or your previous achievements, Doctor?
Thank you, Danny. Good morning. Basically, I did not really expect this award. When I received this award via Zoom way back last March 27, I told, I stated in my message that it's unreal. It's unreal, I cannot believe it. But since it's already there, it's a welcome development. And I am very, very grateful to receive this award. Not only of the Mahatma Gandhi Prize for Nonviolent Peace Foundation, but also of HWPL, who nominated me. Now, talking about my previous awards that I have received, number one, in 2001, I was an outstanding Truce leader from my community in the municipality of Upi on the field of public administration. And in 2005, I am also a recipient of the Presidential Medal of Merit given by then President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo. And I think in 2019, I was awarded the highest award the Polytechnic University of the Philippines can award, the Tanglaw ng Bayan Award. So PUP is here. And of course, this award today, and I hope this is not the last.
Yeah. Doctor, for the young generation, which is the millennial ngayon, some of them hindi kilala si Mahatma Gandhi. And then your award is given for your achievements, no? Marami kasi ngayon na nagpe-Facebook, nag-YouTube, and then sa social media na hindi nila alam ang importance nitong awards na ito. How can you transcribe that, and how can you give the message to the young people, the young generation, para po tularan yung mga ginawa nyo, and ano ang significance nito para sa next generation?
Well, first of all, the Mahatma Gandhi, or Mahatma Gandhi as a person, is a hero in India because of his non-violent peace initiative. If you can remember, he was the one who liberated India and was known throughout the world for that. So that's why they established the Mahatma Gandhi Foundation, recognizing the initiatives of people whose initiatives are almost at par with what Mahatma Gandhi did. Now, what is the implication of this? It has a very far-reaching implication. Because if you look around us, we see war. So many people are talking about peace, but only few of them are doing it. Now here in the Philippines, I am glad and proud to say that as a peace advocate, I was able to convince the Commission on Higher Education to integrate peace education into the curriculum. I believe that, and aside from that, most of the schools I have now have agreed to establish peace clubs among students. Because the way forward in the promotion of peace is through education. And if you talk of education, foremostly we are dealing with youngsters. We are schooling students. If at the early stage of their life, peace values, culture of peace are embedded in their hearts and their soul, and that as they step out of their portals of their alma mater, they can bring these values as they become part and member of the workforce of our country. So that would be a very important values and discipline that we can give to our youngsters who will eventually the leaders of our nation. If our leaders of our nation has that values of peace embedded in their heart, we can be assured that maybe if not totally eradicated, criminality will be wiped out, corruption will be wiped out, maybe drug addiction will be eliminated, etc., etc. So these are the importance and the far-reaching significance of this award that I can share to the Filipino people through non-violent means.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. Adamat. I'm Alex Plaque of HWPL Radio. I have a question, Doc. Do you have any plans to have a negotiate with this mandates? We call it Abu Sayyaf in Mindanao. Because I'm from Mindanao.
As to the desire, of course, why not? But whether I am the right person to negotiate with them is another thing. Because maybe if I'm being tapped by the government, just as what the Macapagal Arroyo did in 2010 or 8, of which I was a member of the GRP Peace Panel for talks with the MILF, and I can also do that with the Abu Sayyaf if the government will have my services, especially my expertise on peace negotiation. So I'm more than willing to offer my expertise and my services to that. Thank you.
Do we have any more questions from the press? Yes?
Good morning, Comm, Commissioner, and congratulations po. At pati na rin sa HWPL kay Sir Ronald. Commissioner, kung papalarin, kayo po ay talagang peace advocate since from the start eh. Kung papalarin, ano po, saan po kayo nababagay na departamento ng government during this PBBM term?
You are putting me on the spot. No, thank you for that. Right now, I'm still a commissioner of the Commission on Higher Education, and I have a term. We in the Commission have terms, and I still have to finish my term as a commissioner. But in case, God willing, if the administration of BBM thought of putting me somewhere else, well, I'm ready to accept the challenge in case. Thank you very much.
Any more questions from the press? Maybe we can also ask Doc Paras and Doc Guillermo for a very short statement, since you are here in front, a message maybe for Commissioner Adamat before we wrap the Q&A portion.
Okay. Thank you. I'd like to again congratulate Commissioner Adamat for this award. Okay, this is such a milestone in your career. Okay. We at the Commission on Higher Education are truly proud of what you have accomplished. This just signifies that okay, the value of peace education, okay, especially in the higher education. May you continue, Commissioner, to inspire us, okay, to do more peace education initiatives, and may we be able to rally all the higher education institutions in the Philippines to engage in peace education initiatives. Congrats po.
Thank you very much, Dr. Asa.
Yes, good morning everyone. On behalf of the state universities and colleges are here this morning, and also especially from Central Luzon, the state universities and colleges of Central Luzon would like to congratulate once again our Commissioner Ronald Adamat for the CHED for being the first Filipino recipient of the Mahatma Gandhi Non-Violent Peace Award. Dr. Adamat has been our chairman for the past 10 years already in the board. And what we are happy about is he was the author of the initiation for the integration of the peace education as well as indigenous education in all the curriculum in the higher education institutions. We are very happy for that, sir. And lately, the Board of Regents also approved the installation of peace markers or peace monuments in the campus, and likewise the establishment for development of peace clubs, especially among students. That will always remind us, inspire us to continue the advocacy of Commissioner Adamat of the need to maintain, sustain peace in the campuses, because we believe too that peace is a very crucial ingredient in any kind of development, particularly in achieving quality education. After all, without peace, any development will be elusive. So again, on behalf of the SOCAR here this morning, sir, we are very glad and we congratulate you and celebrate with you for this Lifetime Achievement Award. Maraming salamat.
Thank you so much, Dr. Guillermo. Okay, so yes, you have a question, please.
Happy morning, Ms. Horizon Chaser po ng PWAD. Doc, paano po kayo humugot para gawin niyo po ito at meron kayong inspirasyon? Saan po kayo kumukuha ng inspirasyon?
Showbiz yung tanong mo ah.
Thank you for that question.
Thank you for it. Wonderful.
Hugot lines.
Hugot lines.
Yan kasi ngayon
yeah. Napakahabang kwento. Sa totoo lang, without you knowing it, I belong to a poor family. As I've said, at Tururay, you might not know that tribe. Somewhere in Mindanao, Maguindanao province. Nung ako'y maliit pa, napakalayo ng eskwelahan sa amin. We have to walk 3 kilometers to school barefooted without the benefit of wearing a pair of slippers. My first taste of wearing a pair of slippers was in grade 6, right before graduation. So noon, napag-isipan ko na ganito na lang ba ang buhay namin sa probinsya. Nakikita ko yung mga kapatid ko nagsusumikap na nag-aral din. At doon ako nakapag-isip na nakikita ko yung mga tao na may mga pinag-aralan, may mga posisyon kung saan-saan sa gobyerno, mga guro, etc. etc. So, naitanim ko sa puso't kaluluwa ko o naisipan na edukasyon pala ay napaka-importante. Because education is a great equalizer, a great neutralizer. So true enough, nagsumikap ako. makapagtapos. Pero kung wala yung mga scholarship programs ni Ferdinand Marcos, President Ferdinand Marcos, hindi ako nakaupo dito ngayon. Because hindi ako magiging award ng mga award. So, when I was in college, I was a student leader. Tapos, I came across the name Mahatma M.K. Gandhi, who is a champion of non-violent peace. And when I read through his biography, I came across one of his very touching quotes, which really influenced my life, which runs this way. I quote it in my speech. Be the change you wish to see in this world. Now, as I've said, I came from a poor family. No one can ever help me better except myself. So, naging inspiration ko yun para baguhin ko yung buhay ko and hopefully, I can change the lives of other people kung makikita nila yung mga ginagawa ko at may-inspire sila. So, doon na, tuloy-tuloy na yung advocacy ko hanggang college, become held so many positions in government. I almost served all the presidents already in this country. Naging member ako ng Regional Consultative Commission. We drafted the Organic Act for the Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, whose objective is also to address the decades-long problems in Mindanao. So, naging congressman ako at naging isa sa principal authors ng Republic Act 8371 or IPRA, which was known as a Magna Carta for peace and development, for the indigenous peoples. So naging membro ako ng GRT Peace Panel for talks with the MILF. And the rest is history until CHED, 19 ko, etc., etc. So those are the things na consciously or unconsciously nangyayari sa buhay ko. At doon ako masaya. Doon ako masaya. Kaya hanggang ngayon, tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung advocacy.
Okay, thank you so much po. Pero last na lang po talaga. Doc, kung ako magbibigay ng award sa'yo, ano pang i-award na babagay sa'yo? And then, so paano po yung sa tingin mo po na kaya nyo pang gawin bukod sa pagiging peacemaker? Thank you.
Kung sa award, siguro ang award na hindi material, siguro prayers na lang para sa akin that I still have the strength to continue my advocacy for this. So I need your prayers for that. Then yung kaya kong gawin, let's cross the bridge when we get there. Tingnan na lang natin later, after 10 years, kung ano pang nagawa ko. Thank you very much.
Sana lang.
This important question. Anong message niyo po kay incoming DepEd Secretary at Vice President Sara Duterte? And anong comment niyo sa request ng iba o suggest ng iba na baguhin ang history ng Pilipinas?
It's very difficult to extend an advice to a vice president-elect. I know he has all the necessary qualification and expertise to become the next DepEd Secretary. But this is, I would like to mention, maybe this is quite relevant because our educational system right now is what we call trifocal system of education. We have the higher education, the basic education, and the technical education. I think these three, at this point in time, I need you disconnected with each other. Disconnected. My suggestion is that if I can have the opportunity to work with Vice President Duterte, Sara Duterte, I would like to request for an audience with him, sit down, and with her, sit down with her, and iron out things so that may link yung basic education insofar as curriculum development is concerned. Nang sa ganon, walang disintegration, walang detach, at ma-strengthen natin yung tinatawag na ladderized program. Yun lang yung gusto kong sasabihin siguro sa kanila. Dapat close coordination between CHED, DepEd, and TESDA ang kailangan. Thank you.
Doctor, first of all, congratulations. Okay, since you Sam from Power Magazine and December PH, since you mentioned about under the MSE, the inclusivity and accessibility of the indigenous people to higher education, so I wanted to ask what services and programs do you currently offer to our IPs?
Okay, first is the integration of IP education into the curricula is unprecedented. I believe that this will become a moral booster for IPs to do more in nation building, because by integrating IP education into the curricula is giving importance to the existence of indigenous peoples. They themselves, they can learn more about their cultural integrity, their best practices, IKSB for their history, and that it will serve as a moral booster. And for the mainstream society, who will also be enrolled in this program, they will note deeper the significance of the existence of the indigenous peoples. And hopefully, they will appreciate the prohibition and that stereotyping against the IP's marginalization can be eliminated. Now, we have the Universal Access to Quality Tertiary Education Act, Republic Act 1091, wherein the higher education is now free for those students enrolled in state universities and colleges. And it talks about accessibility and inclusivity. The law does not provide the manner that guarantees the admission of students coming from the marginalized sector, especially amongst the indigenous peoples. So what I did when the law's IRR was crafted, I introduced the concept of affirmative action program. Now it is integrated in the IRR of the Republic Act 1091, an affirmative action program mandating all HCIs throughout the country to revise their admission policies, giving chance or assuring the inclusion or admission of students coming from marginalized sector to all HCIs in the country. Kasi kung mahirap ka, chances are poor ang educational background. And chances are hindi ka pumapasa or you will not pass the entrance at admission examination, which I call hindrance examination for the poor students. So with the affirmative action program in place, all HCIs are mandated to to make their admission policy flexible, socialized, so to speak, just to ensure the admission of students into the university coming from the marginalized. So this was the, I think, one of the important initiatives that I have initiated in the education.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Ano ba?
Morning po, maliliwanag ng Pinas Global News. Para kay Mr. Capses. Sir, ano po yung mga programa ng HWPL ngayong taon? And then, para po kay Dr. Adamat. Sir, ano yung may tutulong nyo sa HWPL para mas-supportahan ng kanilang mga programa? Salamat po.
So for HWPL, we have approached in different sectors, particularly sa ating mga lawmakers. So we have been lobbying the passage of the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War. This is a 10-article and 38 clauses document that purposely needs to be submitted to the United Nations. So we need the support of the member states of the UN. That's why we need the support of the Philippines. So this is what we have been doing. And then through this, we are spreading the culture of peace. And one of the strongest platform foundation is peace education. Because regardless of who you are, you need to study. So if we will translate the language of peace in the hearts of every people, then the best thing to start is with the education. And the best thing of this is we have someone in the higher education sector like Dr. Ronald Adamat, because we are an NGO, he is a government official. So we can institutionalize peace in the Philippines. So we have started already from 2019. Now we can say that peace is slowly being developed in the Philippines. In the other countries, their approach is per institution. But in the Philippines, our approach through the help of Commissioner Adamat is a nationwide, as a nation. That's why we have like the CHED Memorandum Order #1 series of 2019 for peace education. Now, technically, the schools, the institution, the educational institution of the Philippines will move as one in doing this, nurturing our incoming peace messengers. Not only that, the practical application of that will be what the Commissioner said, the peace clubs. They will practice what they learn in the form of activities. Therefore, we are expecting in the near future, in a few months, there will be products, outstanding products of peace in the Philippines. What Commissioner Adamat mentioned is a song, a poet, a dance, film, or everything that will come out from the Philippines, which will eventually inspire the other countries as well. But first, in the Philippines. We also have interfaith dialogue, ecumenical dialogue for religious leaders. We have capacity building for youth and women. So all these things, as a private organization, our advantage is we have people at our back. I mean in front, we are at the back, who are doing this together with us, like the state colleges and universities, Commission on Higher Education, among others. So that's all for my.
Thank you. In short, HWPL, CHED, and VIP, my peace organization, are partners. So we support each other. Kung ano yung activity ng HWPL, sinusuportahan ng VIP at saka ng CHED, especially through education. Lahat ng mga business teams nagsusuportahan kami. Like for example, you can just access my YouTube channel, maybe you can subscribe. Makikita nyo doon yung mga song compositions ko. One of the most popular song composition I have is on peace, entitled We Are One. That is a song now translated into different languages throughout the world. So, access na. Kanina parang pinatuto. Yan ay team song ng VIP at inadapt din ng HWPL as its team song. So, we complement each other. Basically, yun ang ginagawa namin sa Pilipinas. Okay.
Follow up ako. Sir, doon sa gaganaping Religious Peace Youth Camp 2022, bigyan nyo naman po kami ng konting info. Ano po, face-to-face or meron namin also pa rin? Thank you po.
Okay, so yung Religious Peace Youth Camp is an initiative of HWPL under the Interfaith Affairs. So, currently, yung mga leaders kasi yung nagkakaroon ng interfaith dialogue. But we want to put it down dun sa kanilang mga subordinates, which is yung mga youth na magiging combine naman dito sa ating mga programa para sa mga kabataan. So basically, they will talk about their faith background. Because what is happening now, ito rin yung nagkukos ng division. So, just like the concept of IP education, because of less information, nagkakaroon ng discrimination. And because they are, most of the time, nagkakaroon ng misinformation, kaya nagkukos ito ng conflict. So it's better from the young age, from the youth leaders in the respective faith background, ay magkaroon din ng proper knowledge and magandang dialogue platform para po dito. So yun na po yun.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think we have time for about 2 or 3 questions.
Dr. Good morning ulit. Congratulations. Sir, bilang commissioner ko kayo ngayon, at the same time, sa kung katutubo, ano po, bilang Kiro-Right Tribe. Kung sa kasakali po kayo ibibigyan ng pagkakataon na mag-akwal, kasi kung terminus po yata kayo, ano po. Kasi po yung mga katutubo, parang kawawa talaga, diba? So, sana marinig doon ng mga congressman sa Senado na sana magkaroon tayo ng exclusive na mga paaralan o universal para sa mga katutubo. Kasi parang namin sila eh, parang kung nandun sila sa UP, mga universities, parang nakapag-place pa, parang ngayon sila nito. So kung mayroon silang sarili na university para sa mga katutubo, hindi po ba mas maganda yun? Salamat po.
Thank you very much. First of all, hindi kami ito, as commissioner, hindi kami ito counter-term. But kung gusto, siguro ako ilipat somewhere or anything, I'm more than willing. So as to the establishment of universities, basically, mayroon na kaming ginawang initiative sa CHED. CHED has approved the creation of tribal state universities. We can do that now. We just need the support of the government. Although I don't entirely agree na kailangan separate talaga sila. Dahil ayaw ko naman yung tuloy-tuloy ang isolation. Kung mayroong tribal state university, pwede rin mag-enroll yung mainstream students. Hindi lang yun. But there's needs. May needs only on tribal education. So dapat yun ang gagawin natin para nang sa ganon, yung harmony, connection between mainstream students and IT will also be there. Ayaw ko naman yung tuloy-tuloy lang sila ma-isolate. Basically, we cannot deny the existence of modern technology. So, while we protect and promote our cultural integrity, we also allow ourselves to be trained using the modern technology to become competitive, not only locally but internationally.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Adamat. Do we have any more questions from the press? We do.
May last question po kay Sir John Garces. Sir John, sa dinamay-dami po ng mga Pilipino, we are almost 120 million yata, no? So, sa dami ng mga Pilipino, bakit si Commissioner Ronald Adamat ang napili? Any idea na bigyan ng nitong napakagandang award?
Why? I think all throughout the event it was mentioned why. He has been doing all these things. But basically, it pinpoints to one word, which is non-violent peace. Na ito yung nakita, just for clarification, HWPL is just asked by the foundation to co-host this event. But the one who gave the award to Commissioner Adamat is the Mahatma and Gandhi Foundation. And then our chairman, Mr. Chairman Nahili, he was an awardee as well. And as an awardee, he can nominate. So, because of Dr. Ronald Adamat's contribution to peace, not only for HWPL, but to peace, in the name of peace, in the name of non-violence, he deserves to be nominated as for the Mahatma Gandhi Award. So, the final decision would be on the foundation. And then, just like what I said, among the 258 na nominees throughout the world, I think na-highlight po natin na mabuti kung ano po yung mga naging achievements natin dito sa Philippines through Commissioner Adamat. Because we were the ones, and I also asked Commissioner Adamat to submit what we have accomplished, what we have done. And then they deliberated, and then, yeah, we have this today. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Mr. Garces. Can we take one more question? Last na last? One last.
Morning po. Gusto lang pong good morning po, guest panelists. Gusto ko lang malaman ano po expectation natin dito sa darating na administrasyon. I'm sorry to say, balik-balik, paulit-ulit, ganito pa rin ang naranasan, lalo na po ng mga katutubo. Marami pa rin katutubo sa problema. Sa bawat Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, hindi po biro ang problema. Ano ang solusyon gagawin ninyo sa pagpasok ng bagong administrasyon?
Tulad ng naibanggit ko kanina, almost is that we have to implement the 10-point agenda for higher education. Kasi walang substitute sa edukasyon. That's our only way forward to education. Relevant education. Tapos, pangalawa, in line with the national unity campaign or platform of the Marcos administration, maybe the first step na dapat gawin niya, yun din ang aking panawagan, ay mag-proclaim siya ng National Peace Day. First time mangyari sa Pilipinas siya. Kasi hindi natin ma-achieve yung national unity and giving it to people through a silver platter. Dapat may proseso tayo upang ma-achieve yan. At first step is to declare National Peace Day, Truce Day, or Day of Unity. Then we'll take a lot of peace building and healing in the process. So we are giving substance to that by having a concept paper entitled Peace Builds One Nation, One Culture. So kung may adapt ng Marcos administration ito, baka magandang mangyari. For the IPs, indigenous peoples, talagang totoo yung sinasabi niyo. Hanggang ngayon, nandyan na yung IPRA, NCIP, marami pa rin mahirap. For the part of education, the higher education, kahit sa DepEd, mayroon silang tinatawag na iPad. iPad, they have integrated sa basic education, IP education. Now, in higher education, mayroon tayong integration ng IP education, fully higher education. Then, for NCIP to prosper, I should know this because I'm one of the principal authors of IPRA and once also a commissioner of NCIP. Ang pinaka-problema ng NCIP ay political will. Nandiyan ang batas na napakaganda, which is the, which I call the Bible of the protection of the rights of IPs. But the trouble is, because of lack of political will, hindi pa rin nasaservisyohan yung mga IPs according to the mandate of the law. Number one is, mayroon tayong tinatawag na IP development plan. Kasi ang mandate ng NCIP is to delineate and issue ancestral domain title, ancestral domain, ancestral land title, yung dalawa na yan. More than 6 million out of the almost 30 million hectares of the entire Philippines have been converted into ancestral domain titles or ancestral domain lands. Pero nakatiwang-wang yan dahil walang political will na i-develop. No money to develop this ancestral domain. Kaya nangyayari, ang mga IPs throughout the country, they are forced to partner with investors. They are forced to partner with investors. And in the process, yung investor, siyempre, mayroong, ano yun, may vested interest yun. So, ang nangyayari, na ma-marginalize sila, ginagamit lang sila, etc., etc. But with government will infuse capitals or resources for the development of the ancestral domain of the indigenous peoples, there is no reason the IPs will continue to be marginalized. So, my initiative now is the establishment of the United Nation of Indigenous Peoples para ma-empower yung mga IPs if they are considered or recognized as nation by tribes. Like in the case, for example, of Canada and the US, they call themselves First Nation. And the government is constrained to negotiate with them. So I think if we can do that in the Philippines, then the IPs will be empowered politically, economically, spiritually, and even socially.
Bago lamang ako, sorry, alam ko mga kapos tayo ng oras. Talking of ancestral domain, how come NCIP issue the title, then those titles hindi in order unless dumating pa sa people? Anong gagawin niyo sa problema na yan? Marami po yan. Yung pong NCIP title, ba nag-issue ng sa mga ancestral domain? Ano nangyari? Bakit hanggang ngayon hindi ito ino-honor?
No. Almost all of these have been honored. They were honored. Some may be some vested interest may be question the issuance of the title, and according to the Liberal law, if there's any question of whatever NCIP, if there's a question as to the act of NCIP, it can be elevated to the Court of Appeals. It can be questioned before the Court of Appeals. Pero natural talaga yun. Hindi natin, we cannot really perfect. Land is a very ticklish issue. Issues on land is very, very ticklish. Ancestral domain kasi how many hectares ang coverage niyan, then there are existing land titles within, but the law respects vested rights. So kung ano may naunang natutuluhan niya, kahit sa loob ng ancestral domain, kinikilala pa rin ang ancestral domain. Kinikilala pa rin ang batas. Thank you po.
First, congratulations, sir. And we will praise the Lord our God for this special peace award event. Dahil sabihan, kung wala ang Diyos, wala rin tayo dito. My first question, sir, I think this will be addressed to the HWPL. How is your relationship to the World Peace Unification Movement, a UN recognized peace body, and their project is the World Peace Academy, World Youth Peace Organization. Way back in, I met this organization way back 1990 when I was one of the pioneering volunteer youth missionaries for about 6 months, preparing for the coming Seoul Olympic World Culture and Sports Festival. Then my second question, I think to Sir Commissioner, Adamat. Susugan ko lang po yung earlier question ni Sir Gandhi Oro na binagong history. So, paano po natin itama uli sa mga estudyante yung tamang history na binago ng 30 years na nilagay pa nila sa libro, pero kaya hindi naniniwala mga bataan dahil nakita nila wala talagang sapat na batayan o mga evidences, kundi pro galing na sa press releases propaganda. My second question, sir. Pwede ba, sir, na ibalik natin, sir, sa SUVs, no? State Universities and Colleges na full scholarship yung mga indigents natin dati, yung mga cultural minorities natin, from elementary to college. So sa college, sir, final stage. Kaya ang problema, I think kapag sinabing full scholarship, meron, sir, sila free food and clothing allowance. Kasama ko fair. Inubutan niya, sir. May pa 70, sir. Inubutan niya, sir. Then pangalawa, sir, yung premier state university natin, University of the Philippines. Sa ngayon, sir, dati, sir, full nasa poverty tayo, so pinapura sa mga mahihirap na mga katalino natin, na batalyan, full scholarship sila doon, kaya quality lahat ng products sa UP ng araw. Eh ngayon ang nangyari, sir, binasok sir ng mga mahihiyaman. Eh ngayon, ang percentage lang, sir, ng mga mahihirap na full scholarship yan, wala pa sir sa 20% na.
Okay, tanong.
So, bilang nasa check commissioner, sir, paano, sir, natin mag-i-ayos na, sir, mag-ibalik, sir, sa dating glory ng ating education, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Speaking of indigenous peoples, napakaganda yung suggestion mo kung pwede scholar yung mga IT from grade 1 up to college. Pero baka mahirap naman yun dahil kawawa naman yung ibang mahirap din na estudyante. So siguro pag-isipan natin maayos yan dahil hindi man lang IP ang mahirap, marami pa rin mahirap na iba. Scholarship, yes, pwede siguro kasi nagsimula na ni President Marcos sa senior noon, mayroong CNI scholarship at kung COCOMED, ako ngayong isang isa rin yan, marami pang iba nagiging siguro ibalik yun, mas maganda during the Bongbong Marcos administration. Yung UP, I agree with you, UP is supposed to be intended for the mahirap na mga scholars sa mga bata, pero marami na ngayon ang mga mayayaman dyan. Precisely because yung admission examination, mayroon tayong OPCA. Karamihan ng mayayaman, ang background nila, educational background, magaganda. So, they can easily pass it. But now, I learned that UP has amended their admission policy. Nagkaroon sila ng tinatawag na socialized admission. At meron din tayong na-integrate sa IRR ng 1091 yung affirmative action program. So, may chance na rin yung mga mahirap na mag-involve sa inyo.
Just to answer yung tanong for HWPL, there's no relationship at all, but we hope to be engaged with them someday. Thank you.
Sir, sa huli na lang, kay Mark po from Radio Pilipinas. Sir, tanong ko lang, incoming National Security Advisor Clarita Carlos said na dapat itigil na yung mga peace talks, specifically sa CPP and PA. Bilang nagsusulong din mo ng kapayapaan, magiging mo ba, tama lang yung ganitong klase ng mga pananaw coming from incoming National Security Advisor?
That is her opinion. My opinion is that I think there is no substitute of to talk, to negotiate, to continue to negotiate with these people. But we have to make a very clear parameters and talking points in the process. Kasi kung walang parameters, walang guidelines, walang talking points, walang katapusan. So, usually government should talk with rebel groups like this from the interest of government. Dapat klaruhin ng gobyerno yung bottom lines niya, yung interest niya, at yung kung ano yung kaya niyang ibigay sa grupo. Pero government should be firm in its decision. Kung hindi kayang ibigay, then hindi dapat pabigyan. Dapat firm. Pero to continue to talk with each other, I think I should support. There is no other way. We have to support. Otherwise, we resort to war. And we cannot afford to resort to war. Because nobody will end up victorious in any war. Kahit na panalo yung gobyerno, marami pa rin mamamatay, marami mamamatay sa kabila. So wala pa rin. Non-violent peace is the way forward. Thank you.
Comm, total po, napag-uusapan na po dito natin yung buhay. Pwede po pong malaman natin yung tungkol po sa ginawa po ninyong pelikula. Katulad ng The Blood Brothers.
Yeah, thank you. By the way, hindi ba mayroon pa tayong draw lots? Mayroon. Kasi I have I have 3 books. Published books. Mayroong In the Eyes of the Sun, the indigenous people's last frontier, and in second edition, The Plaque Brothers. Ito yung tinutumpok ni Bernard. Mayroong movie adaptation, carrying the same title. Siguro, towards the end of the year, magpapalabas na. This movie is directed by Cesar Montano with Alan Paule and Victor Neri and myself. Wow! Playing the major roles. So, this is a true-to-life story. Napakaganda. It's educational, it's historical, and has something to do with integration of peace education and IP education into the curriculum. So necessarily, all students must watch this movie. Kasi napakadami ng untold stories. Not only that, mayroon pa akong isang movie which can be an entry to the Metro Manila Film Fest.
Yun.
Entitled The Blind Soldiers.
Yun. Maganda.
This is the story of my father.
Yun.
My father was just grade 2 and was able to make it to the USAPE in 1942. You can imagine, lima silang magpipinsan, magkamag-anak, magkapatid pa yung brother at father ko. Magkapatid adopted sila at yung mga tatlo nilang kaibigan. Walang pinag-aralan, na-recruit sila sa USAPE, nakipag-gera sila sa mga Japanese in Mindanao, particularly in Malay-Balay, Bukidnon. So, please watch the movie. I'm the main actor, along with Long Ihia, Sulaiman Cruz, Gary Lim, and mayroon pa isa. And we're also planning this movie to be an entry to international film festival. Wow! Sana mapupustuhan nyo. It's also educational and has something to do with peace. Has something to do with peace. So please watch out for these two movies, Blood Brothers, The Blind Soldiers, as well as my books. I hope you can synchronize them. Ngayon, siguro mayroon tayong, may konting palaro.
Comm, meron bang, nagtatanong, meron na bang teaser niyan sa YouTube or sa Facebook?
Yung The Blood Brothers, mayroong sa YouTube, may teaser, may, ano bang tawag yan? May trailer.
Trailer?
Yung The Blind Soldiers, mayroon konti siguro, pero hindi ko alam alin ang mauna dito sa dalawa. Basta abangan ninyo yung dalawang movie. Napakagandang mga movie.
Wow! Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Last pa?
Final answer, last question.
Last question.
Final.
For on behalf of the
Akala ko tanong mo, gutom na ba kayo?
Dok, ang DLG na Purgong Presila po, bro po namin yun. Tapos si Jimmy Mendoza ng DCR, kasi busy sa kanyang pinatatanong po namin ito. Siya po ang autor ng tanong ito. Paano po daw mapipigilan yung mga natutubo na nirerecruit ng mga NBA? Ano pong ginagawa o gagawin natin po? Hindi po.
Tulad ng naibanggit ko kanina, nandyan ang NCIP at maliban sa NCIP, establish na natin yung United Nations of Indigenous Peoples. Once this will be institutionalized, they will, it can be an instrument for them to be protected against external aggressions and be recruited in different ideological groups. So, kaya gagawin natin yan para to shield them, to protect them. Because as the saying goes, if there is unity, there is strength. So, their strength to protect themselves will be in place once they are organized as nations. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Adamat and our panel for answering all of our questions. That officially wraps our Q&A portion of the program. And as Commissioner Adamat said, we have his books that we're giving away. I think ito po yung answer doon sa sabi ko humugot. We have 100 and more inspiring quotes to live by, authored by Commissioner Adamat. This one inspires him po. So we're going to give this away to 5 lucky people, and Commissioner Adamat himself will hand it over to our winner. So please come forward, Commissioner Adamat.
Dito na lang.